Hello! Today I am going to be showing off the Liri application. Now this is a project through the University of Denver Coding Bootcamp, and let me just get into what Liri is. Liri stands for Language Interpretation and Recognition Interface. Pretty much a bunch of fancy words that's letting us know that we're going to be taking node.js and we're going to be able to take in arguments to bring back some JSON-oriented data. Now for this project we actually used a couple of different APIs. We used the Twitter API, we used the Spotify API, and we're actually going to be using an npm package of requests to be able to draw from the OMDB movie database. So, why don't we go ahead and get into a demo? The first thing we want to do is we're going to want a node, and I called my JavaScript file that we're going to draw upon today for all these functions, Liri.js. Now let's start with our first argument. We're actually going to show off how the Spotify argument works. So that argument is actually written out as Spotify this song. Now, what you normally would do if you're looking for anything specific is just go ahead and give a space, and in quotation marks you would give your specific song of choice. But I'm going to just show you that we actually do have something that's built in as a default. So I can just leave that argument, leave it blank, press enter, and we're going to be brought a bunch of JSON data. Now, for the default, I actually had it as Purple Rain. And as you can see here, we are brought data that is going to involve Purple Rain, such as the artist, the song name, a link to preview that song, as well as the album from where that song is from. So let's go ahead and clear. And I'm going to go ahead and show what it's like when we actually use a more specific argument. So once again, Spotify this song. Now, why don't we go ahead and we'll use, what's a good song? How about I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. And as you can see, we get all of our JSON data for I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. Artist, song name, preview link, as well as the album from where the song was from. Alright, now let's go ahead and see what it's like when we actually use our movie argument. Once again, we're going to go ahead and put in our node, Liri.js. Now, the argument that we actually used for this is going to be movie this. And just like with Spotify, we do have a built-in default parameter. So let's go ahead and see what that default parameter is. Jaws, one of the best movies ever made. Now, as you can see, we're brought all this JSON data that includes the title of the film, the year of its release, its rating, as well as a bunch of other information including plot and actors. And just like Spotify, we can go ahead and get a little more specific with that. So let's use our argument, movie this, and another one of my favorite movies of all time, Goodfellas. And as you can see, we're drawing from that OMDB database to be able to present some JSON data that's going to give us all the pertinent information that we're looking for in regards to this title. Let's go ahead and clear that. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get the Twitter API to work properly for this application, so I'm unable to be able to show off any of the functionality of that. But there was one last argument that I did want to show in this demo, and that's going to be an argument, do what it says. And what that is it's pretty much taking a random text file and displaying what's in that file, and then it's actually going to use an argument within that file. Let me go ahead and show you. So node Liri.js, and that argument that we're going to be doing is called do what it says. Now, what I actually have in this random text file is just an Spotify this song, I Want It That Way, which we're going to see as soon as I press enter. And as you can see, right after it did that, it went ahead and used our Spotify this song argument to do a search and bring back all that JSON-oriented data. Alright, well, I hope you learned something today, and that was the Liri project. Take care.